Takeaway Chinese, where you can take some Chinese away and experience progress day by day. Takeaway Chinese, we will promise you a difference.
你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin with Steve Heatherly in the studio. Hello, Steve.
你好.
Great to have you. I need to ask you this because you've been in China long enough. I'm pretty sure you've done some purchasing. Is there anything that you were looking for, like the kind of product that you're used to when you're not in China and you're looking for them? And is there any story related to that? You cannot find them, or you find the perfect one, you find a perfect substitute, any kind of story there?
Perfect substitute for the thing that I'm looking for the thing that I can't find in the first place.
Yes.
Online shopping.
That's sure.
I mean, the apps here and the delivery speed and all that, it's dangerous.
It's dangerous, huh?
Yeah. But here's the difficulty so far. It's not hard to find anything.
Oh, really?
You can literally find anything that you want. Even Western foods that I've had a craving for. If I don't find it at the app or on the app for the grocery store that I use, I'll just go on to the other apps, the bigger apps, and see if they have it there. And I haven't encountered anything that I can't get delivered.
Really?
Can't find. Not yet. But here's the difficulty, though. When you do search for something, instead of 20 options of the product, there's about, it feels like 3,000. So then...
a sweet burden.
Then you think, well, should I just choose the one at the top of the list? That feels irresponsible. Let me spend hours and hours scrolling. And most of them have a video that you have to watch. And a lot of them, they seem very similar, right? And they are. You know, sometimes they're selling the same thing, but the price will be just a little bit cheaper. And so you just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And then suddenly it's 4 days later and you still haven't made a decision. So to answer your question, no, I haven't encountered anything that I can't find. But choosing what I want is the stressful part.
Well, I have the same problem for sure.
Oh, I know. Everybody does. Yeah.
Yes. And it's only for the recent decade or so. I think 10 years, 15 years top, we started to have this, feels like countless options of stuff, of goods, food, clothes. We call it 3C 产品, 3C product. That are the kind of electronic gadgets that you use every day. We have a lot of different options. And the thing is, I feel like the evolution of different generations of electronic products are also quite fast. And to the extent that after, for example, I bought my very first personal computer, a laptop, when I entered college, and after 4 years, actually it's after around 8 years when I was trying to get another one, I realized all the research I had done was completely out of date.
Oh yeah, of course. With electronics, I mean, 8 years? Are you
too long?
Are you kidding me? 8 months might even be too long these days.
Yes, with all these different products, one thing that kind of impressed me was the imported goods, because we've had the experience of living outside of China, and definitely you would find yourself fell in love with a certain tiny little local specialty, a little item that you associate the memory with the place.
Sure.
And you would assume you could not find the same thing when you're back in China, and it's just so far away. It's such a different place, yet you can find it now.
I'll tell you a story. And this was the moment that I realized that the world now truly is a small place. I was in Nova Scotia, where I'm from in Canada, way on the East Coast. And in Nova Scotia, I was in a very small town. In fact, I don't even know if it qualifies as a town. It might be a village. That's how small this place is. And I went into the little market there, the little shop, to get some things on the way to the beach, to the cottage. And in this aisle, on the third shelf, was Korean ramen. And I thought, what is this doing here? This is a little tiny village town in the middle of nowhere in Nova Scotia. How did it find its way all the way
From
here?
Korea, yeah.
Yeah, and at that moment, well, first of all, I bought it because Korean ramen is amazing.
You should try some Chinese ramen as well.
I'm good with all ramen. Don't worry. I'm not saying anything bad about the other countries' ramen. I'm just saying I love the Korean one. Yeah, I bought it and I was also really surprised. What is one of the things from outside of China that you crave or you want sometimes?
Okay, so I used to live in Brussels for a little period of time. And you know, Brussels is the country for chocolate. They
Belgium.
have a lot. Yes. And a lot of different types of chocolate. And the thing with chocolate is that they have to be handmade, the very good ones. If they're handmade, then the temperature and also the crust as well as the filling, it's a bit different, the handmade ones and the manufactured ones. And I used to, go to different little shops and trying different types of chocolate, enjoying them a little bit. And I figured, well, when I'm back in China, it's kind of hard to find the exact same product. I thought it would be hard to find the exact same thing. But the other day I did a little research, again, online shopping platforms, and I realized that if you really want it, they have this, I'm not going to name the brand, not giving them any publicity, but if you're looking for it, they can actually ship the handmade product from Brussels
No way.
to China. You have to pay a bit extra,
Yeah,
and I
of course.
didn't make the decision of doing so because it feels a little too much, but definitely there is the choice.
Yeah, we can almost get it. If we really want something, we can almost find anything we want almost anywhere these days.
Yes, and that's the beauty of overseas trade and importing and exporting. And hopefully today you would not only find out the amazing truth that you can get anything from anywhere, but also you'll be able to learn some keywords, how to say them in the Chinese language. So in the future, if you want something, some imported goods, you'll be able to communicate with the one, maybe online, selling that. So for our dear listeners, if you're interested in Chinese culture and you want to get a grip on the Chinese language, then this is the show for you. Stick with us for 30 minutes and you soon see the rewards. And for more fun Chinese learning, follow our Facebook page, Learn Chinese, to watch many fun videos and live streams. But now, let's provide you with some free Chinese for takeaway. I think one of the key word that we're about to talk about here is import and export. Actually, they are quite easy, the Chinese words. So import in Chinese is 进口.
进口,
进口.
进口,
Yes, and export would be 出口.
出口.
Yes.
Oh, so the 口 is repeated.
口 is repeated. The funny thing is 口 actually means mouth.
It means mouth.
It can mean mouth, but definitely it does not mean mouth in this occasion.
Oh, okay. In this context. Well, I mean,
this context.
it would make sense, right? Like if you say, I want to import this dumpling into my body, then the mouth would be the place of importing.
I think the 口 here is talking about 关口, so custom.
Ah, okay.
So it's kind of like an entrance, a door. I know it's not a door, but it's like the door of the country.
A figurative door.
Exactly. You're entering the door or you're getting outside of the door, leaving the door, going out of the door. So 进 means to enter, 进口. So you're introducing more goods from outside of the door to the inside, then it's import.
Okay.
Whereas 出口, 出 means exit. So 出口 means get out. Whoa, you know what? 出口 actually also means exit.
Oh, it's the same word for exit.
It's the same word, yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so then if we're going shopping and we want to ask the shopkeeper or whomever, do you have imported blank? Then all you do is say 进口 in front of the blank.
Exactly.
And therefore you're saying imported chocolate. So then the sentence for do you have imported chocolate? Oh, I learned this. Chocolate in Chinese, it's very similar
Yes.
to the English word. It doesn't sound exactly the same. What is it?
But it's close enough.
Yeah.
巧克力.
巧克力.
Yes,
So
chocolate.
进口巧克力.
Yes. When you speak Chinese, it's a little bit Korean, but...
Oh, is it? I apologize.
No worries. You can identify the little Korean accent in your Chinese. But 巧克力.
巧克力.
That's much better.
进口巧克力.
Yes, 进口巧克力. And usually in a lot of supermarkets and malls here in China, you would have 进口商品区. So 商品 would be goods. 商品.
商品.
Yes, so 商 carries the meaning of business. 商业 would be business. And 品 is 物品. 产品, that's goods or product. So 商品, business product, the kind of product that you do business with, that would be the item that you buy or sell. So that's the goods.
So you can see stores here in China, imported goods stores.
Imported goods stores or imported section in supermarkets. And we even have 进口超市. 超市 is the supermarket. And 进口超市 tells you that the supermarkets only sell imported goods.
I understand.
So you can just go inside, figure out what you want.
I ordered some shredded cheese recently online. And usually when the food thing gets delivered, you throw away the box and also the little papers inside. As I looked at the papers, the store had included a flyer about all of the imported goods that they have. And I said, just keep this paper in a drawer for future reference.
Yeah, but in the future, you would also still go search online, find millions of choices, and forget about the flyer and choose in the million choices.
I need to find a way to do this more efficiently.
Yes.
What's another example? Coffee. Coffee would be cafe.
Cafe, perfect.
Cafe.
That's a perfect pronunciation. Cafe, yes.
See, this pronunciation is a little bit hard for me. And this, why? Not because of the ka or the fe. It's the tones. It's a little higher, right?
Yes.
Cafe, cafe. And it's the same tone for the first syllable and the second syllable. So, 进口咖啡. Like that?
进口咖啡, perfect.
进口咖啡.
Yes, because we talked about the Chinese tone situation in our previous episodes. If you still remember, actually, when it comes to the first tone, 一声, we have the 5-5, meaning that it's actually the highest tone you can think of, highest voice you can think of.
Right, yeah.
So, because first tone is 5-5, and for example, the fourth tone is 5-3. So, yeah, it appears higher. If it's both ka and fei are first tone, so it feels like they're higher. They're the highest tone you can think of in a sentence.
Yeah, and when you put them together, individually, it doesn't sound that high, but when you put them together, it sounds quite high, like a musical note almost.
But also, you can identify them and you can remember them easier. Yes. So, what is another word that we talked about 商品 being goods and product? That is something that you get to see quite common in this scenario, in the import-export scenario. Another one that I personally don't like, but it's kind of important for us as well, is the tariff.
Tariffs.
Yes.
Taxes.
Yes.
Okay.
The reason we need it is because in certain occasions, in certain areas, we have tax-free or free trade zones here in China. Not only, of course, in a lot of international airports, there are free trade zones, but in, for example, Hainan, there are free trade zones. And in specific expos or fairs, actually, there would be occasionally designated free trade areas. They are temporary, yet you can still take advantage as a usual customer.
Oh,
so
cool.
knowing how to say that is quite important and quite useful. And tariff in Chinese is 关税.
关税.
Perfect. Again, this is 关, that's the first tone. 税 is the fourth tone. So you're going 5-5-5-3, right? 关税.
So that first part is one syllable. 关.
Yes.
关税.
Yes, 关税. 关 is short for 海关, the custom, and 税 is tariff or tax.
Okay.
So the tax for the custom would be the tariff. So 关税. And if you want to say whether or not this is a free trade zone, whether or not this area exempts tariff, you can ask 是不是, whether or not it is. Yes or no.
That's a good learning point. 是不是
是不是
is whether or not.
Yes, it's yes or no yes.
Yes or not. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes or no yes. 是不是免税? 免 would be something can be omitted or exempt from. 免
是不是免税?
Perfect. 是不是免税? 免税 being tax free.
Okay. So translated to English, that would be, is this tax-free or not?
Yes.
Got it.
And also, again, just like 进口商品区 import goods area, we also have 免税商品 tax-free product.
Those are good places to find.
And also in China or around the world, actually, there is this policy that if you're visiting overseas countries, you can get some certain tax-free product back. And you do that by getting the stuff in the airport, right?
Yes.
In China, there is an app for that, which means if you've traveled to different places and you've had your flight ticket within certain period of time, but you didn't make the purchase, you can still use that flight number as an evidence showing that you have the right to do that and you can make an order on that app of the airport.
Before you take...
After.
Even after you
Even
take...
after.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
so
I
within
thought...
a period of time,
Yeah.
if you haven't done it exactly directly in the airport, you can actually come back and do it on the app.
Oh, I wonder what the time limit is for that. There has to be a time limit,
There
right?
has to be a time limit, and I think it depends on different airports, different airline, and in some extreme cases, even depending on the kind of countries you're flying to and back. But still,
Post-travel duty-free shopping.
yes.
Perfect.
Uh-huh.
I kind of wish I didn't know that.
Because you want to do a lot of shopping
I'm
now?
already doing enough online shopping. I don't need any more benefits to make me do more.
Yeah, but there are a lot of benefits encouraging us to do the purchase. I mean, I agree with you. It's a kind of sweet burden. Somehow you feel like you're spending too much time
Yeah.
and money on it. Yet
Exactly.
you kind of enjoy the benefits for sure.
That's right.
Yes. And another word that I think we can talk about would be 外汇.
外汇. What is 外汇?
Okay, so 外 is outside of something. So 外面, that's the outdoor area. 户外运动, outdoor sports, outdoor exercise. And 内 is inside.
Okay.
So 内外, 内 would be inside and 外 would be outside. 外.
Okay. Why?
And
Well, that's
汇
easy. It sounds like why. W-H-Y in English, right? Yeah.
Yes. And 汇 means currency.
汇.
汇, currency.
外汇.
Yes, so 外汇 together would be foreign exchange. Sometimes when you're purchasing or buying goods, well, this time we're talking about the kind of scenario that you're actually in an overseas country and buying stuff from overseas. In that case, you're going to have to use the local currency. So for us, that would be 外汇.
外汇.
Yes.
Is it why or vai?
Both. There's no distinction there.
What?
I know for English native speakers, it feels different because it's like V and W.
Yeah.
But in China, in Chinese Mandarin, we do not really have V as a pinyin.
Okay.
So we only have W. And in local language or when you're pronunciating it, actually both V and W, well, I mean, Y and Vi work.
Is that only for this word?
No.
Or anywhere you find the W sound, then you can interchange that with the V sound.
Yes. For example, one of our colleagues here, her last name is Wang.
Yes.
Sometimes we say Wang.
Oh,
If you think
even
about it.
people's names.
Yes, it's just that for us, they're the same.
I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. There's no distinction
There's no
between
distinction.
between the two. That is useful information to know. And you said that's every word, but is it all over the country or is that
All over the country.
all over the country?
Everywhere. The thing is, actually, in pinyin, in the dictionary, you would find the pronunciation as wu. So
Okay.
Y
Yeah.
or Wang.
Yeah.
That's wu. Yet, in daily conversation, there's definitely no distinction, which means in certain very official settings, some people would prefer wu, showcasing that they're they just view it as a relatively more official way of pronouncing it.
Oh, okay. That's also good information. So the W sound is the more formal one, but the V sound is the more perhaps colloquial, everyday spoken
Because
usage.
it's easier to pronounce.
Okay, got it.
So 外汇 or 外汇 both work.
I see.
Yes. So you're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Niu Honglin, and Steve Hatherley. We would love to hear from you. Send us your thoughts via email to learnchinese@cri.com.cn. Coming up next, let's continue talking about some fun international trade situations here in China and figure out how come we can get everything from everywhere at any place. Don't go away, so you will take some Chinese away. Welcome back to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin, joined by Steve Hatherley. So Steve, I was wondering, have you ever visited or entered any kind of goods expo?
Yes, I have. I don't remember when it was, but it was a wine expo. Actually, which was really kind of fun and interesting.
Right, you can try different samples.
Yeah, you try different samples and the people
tipsy.
are a little tipsy, and the people are always really excited, and they're experts too. And I find it really doesn't matter what the product is. The people who are experts about it, it's really fun to talk to them because they're quite passionate about that. And they're very knowledgeable, too, so there's a lot to learn. And then, of course, when it's something like wine, it's something that you can enjoy as well. But at a wine fair, you don't just get the wine. You get the cheese and the little snacks that they have. So you walk around and you check out the different countries' booths. And I always enjoy going to an international trade show or fair, just because there's so much to see. I went to an international car show before as well, and that was a really fun time.
We call it 展会, by the way.
展会.
Yes, 展 is short for 展览, so showcasing, showing people, and or exhibit. And 会 is a meeting. So it's kind of like a huge meeting showing people a different product that you've got. And in China, to be honest, there are so many different types of fairs and expos.
And they're nonstop.
They're nonstop.
We are here. We have our studios in a very specific location in Beijing, which is pretty far from the downtown area. But even here, every time I go to work out at the gym, there's on the first floor, they host different events, and there's always some kind of exhibition or fair. That's why I'm always seeing different foreigners there who are visiting China for the first. And I talk to them all the time. I met a guy from Brazil who was here in China for the first time. There was another guy, I think he was from Europe somewhere, and we just have a little chat. Because I ask them, I'm curious to know, what's your trade show about? One was about lighting recently, like different,
really?
like technology and lighting and stuff like that. So there's always something going on here.
Always something going on here. And also, like you said, when it comes to different expos, there are different themed ones. I've attended a book fair. That's one of my favorites. I think it's really nice to be able to talk to the publishers directly.
Yeah,
it's
right?
really fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
And sometimes they would have different activities. 展会上会有主题活动, they call it 主题活动, 主题 theme, 主题活动, activity or events. So for book affairs, for example, book fairs would invite a lot of authors and people working in publication industry talking about how the book came into being, or the authors talking about their inspirations and talking directly to readers. That's for sure. And
cool.
I haven't attended any wine fair just yet, but I would assume it's also fun, but I cannot drink, so not for me.
Food fairs are always fun.
Food fairs are fun. Yeah. And for China, we have some really major ones. For example, there is the China Import Expo. It has been there for several years already. And the International Import Expo is special because for most countries, when they hold a national level fair, it's almost always or often to introduce the local goods to overseas countries. They invite overseas buyers into the country to showcase their product. But here in China, we have the world's only and biggest platform for imported goods, meaning that we are inviting goods and merchants from outside of the country to come to China to get into our market so that they can sell their goods here in China.
So this is not the Canton Fair.
No, it's a different
that
one.
happens twice a year here in China, which is also massive.
Massive.
This is a completely different one. This is only for importing goods from outside. Oh, what a fun event that must be to go to, because you get to see, I mean, business-wise, of course, but even for people just to go and have fun and look around and enjoy, you get to see what the world has to offer.
Yes, and with more and more of these affairs happening in China, you see the 主题活动, themed activities are getting more and more professional. Of course, there are different summit, forums, symposium, allowing people in different industry to talk to each other, seeing what are the latest trend in the industry and figuring out what can they do next as a new development direction, or what are some latest model that they can roll out that can outcompete everybody else.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's always super cool.
Yeah.
And, you know, actually this April, if I remember correctly, for the International Expo, there was this introduction kind of event happening in Canada, introducing the expo to Canadian merchants, allowing them to bring their goods and bring their business to China.
Oh, how nice. I would love to go there next time around and have an opportunity to meet not only the Canadian vendors, but people from outside,
Yes.
Anywhere outside China.
Yes, and since we're on the subject, actually from January to September 2024, the bilateral trade volume of goods between China and Canada reached over 67 billion US dollar. That is an increase of 1.4 billion compared to the same period last year. And we see China is Canada's second largest export market, only second to the United States.
So what are some of the things, big business between Canada and China. So what are some of the things that come from Canada that are maybe closely related to the import-export
Canada
sector?
Goose!
Oh, yes. Canada Goose. Everybody loves that company,
I know.
don't they?
Yeah.
Nice winter clothing. Anything else that comes from Canada that you are a fan of?
Well, I'm a fan of a lot of different things. And, you know, I'm a foodie. So when it comes to, for example, the Tim Hortons coffee
right.
cafe, yeah, I like that. And in this year's China International Import Expo, 19 Canadian food and agricultural companies are featured in the food and agricultural products exhibition area. Their products include 西洋参, American ginseng, 海参, sea cucumber, shrimp, 虾, 蜂蜜, honey, all these different kinds of product. You're right. I wish I can be in Shanghai.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Do you enjoy going to the movies, by the way?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's good to know. Maybe next time you go to an IMAX theater, you can remember that the projectors and large screens involved in the installation of IMAX theaters,
really?
they're all manufactured and assembled in Canada.
Cool. Yes.
Yeah.
See, when in the beginning of our episode, we talked about how amazing it is that nowadays you can get imported goods from all over the world, in China and many other places in the world as well. Yet we suddenly realize it's not only the kind of goods that we're enjoying, but the service, the everyday life. They're so closely intertwined.
It's very true.
Yeah, so we love globalization and we love to see each country talking to each other, cooperating with each other, and, you know, benefited from each other.
I wonder how they ship IMAX movie screen. You'd have to roll it up.
Huge.
Wouldn't you roll? Do you roll it? I don't know. Does that damage it if you roll it? I'm not sure. It's not a napkin. You can't just fold it up and put it in your pocket.
Or maybe they are shipped on the sea using in a huge...
Like just lay it flat on a big ship
Yeah,
or something. I'm going
I
to
don't
search this
know.
on the internet. I'm curious. I want to know the answer to that.
Tell me the answer in our next episode.
Okay, I
Yes.
will do that.
And that brings us to the end of today's Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin with Steve here in the studio. For more episodes of the show, you can visit our website at radio.cgtn.com and go to the column podcast. You can also listen to the show and read the script there. Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Just search for Takeaway Chinese. And when you do that, leave your questions, comments, and a 5-star rating. 感谢收听，我们下次再见。
谢谢，see you next time.